almost shifting. We got pizza, moving boxes, or else Checkers beats us. Life is rough here in the depths of space. If shit set comes a-knocking, we shoot them in the face. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, hail cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Alright, I got another verse. I hear a boy coming right in my instant, and it just asks me why I blew them all away. But I feel so great now with Sovereign Cargonia. Every round we stand our ground. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, hail cargonia, gun cargo, 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 hail cargonia, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo.
Get back to work.
Oops, I forgot to turn that off. Oh no, where's my camera? It was here yesterday. Turn it off and then on. Hey, there I am. Oops, I did it again. My camera got fucked. It's such a piece of shit. Alrighty. Let's see what's going on. Power packet with Fleur de Lis, Adeptus Sororitas. Certificate bestowing a noble title upon Imon Sourback. Authenticated by 2 seals. Hey! The Sourbacks are noble. Wax seal adorned with the Imperial Aquila. Mechadendrite of unknown construction. A completed request from the Departamento Initiatorum. Requesting military forces signed by Serbian. Ceremonial cloak. Mine. Magna Essentio ceremonial. Grants 5 fellowship to each enemy in a 2-cell radius. They're for each enemy. Increase the range of officer archetype abilities. Okay.
Victory awaits.
That's very nice. At first glance, you notice many differences between this giant exhibit and the real palace on Darkonius. Hey, what's up, Spacehead? This collection was assembled to receive an individual who dared challenge me when I was hunting for a certain precious artifact. Rogue trader Serbian von Valancius. It was his unusual conceit that earned him the chance to be forever preserved in history. After brief consideration, I made him the centerpiece of a dedicated exhibit capturing the siege of a planet over which he once ruled. The human name for this planet is Dargonius. Reflect on the historical significance. Infinitesimal on the scale of the galaxy, yet substantial for this star cluster. The chronostructure of humanity in this region was, to a great extent, determined by this specific historical episode. Think about the artifact. A blade of Eldari creation, dubbed the Crimson Dance of Cain. A relic from an epoch before the fall of that flawed species. It has historical value, not that a primitive human could perceive it. No, Serbian was driven more by his vanity and desire to oppose his masters. Look around for signs of Serbian. Serbian von Valancius has taken his proper place in the exhibit, showing the events on Dargonius. Displayed here is a collection of items bearing some connection to the individual. Trazen's weird. Hi everybody, Doctor Who here. How y'all doing?
I
very
won't
tired.
tolerate weakness.
Hello, Sister of Battle. Cleanse it with fire. Wow. Oh! That was more stuff that... okay. Out of all of the Necrons, it seems like Trazen and okay, custom mechanendrite. Screams of tech heresy. The entire design is a crime of innovation and desecration of the sacred schematics of Mars. I, Junivan von Valancius, exercising the right granted me by the warrant in accordance with law, blah, blah, blah. Lex Dragonis, by decree of this day, hereby bestow the title of nobility upon Sauerback and all his lawful heirs. May they serve faithfully, blah, blah, blah. Yoink. Letter from A. Only the last part of survive. So Serbian, cast aside your doubts and act I beg you. Forget that you're only exercise caution. Destroy this letter immediately, otherwise the Holy Throne. I'll have to assign an acolyte to clean up your tracks. Uh-oh. Someone got in trouble. Anyway, yeah. Trazen and the Silent King. all things considered, seem very reasonable characters. If that's a thing, like, relatively open to working with humanity.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Because I think it was the Silent King saw the Necron, or not the Necron, the Tyranid threat, and came back to try and stop it. And Trazyn is just a glorious asshole. Oh, hey! Inquisitor, name myself your executioner. Uh-oh. Let this heretic who bowed before Xenos abomination be consigned to flame, sentence for his binding. Seal is set for the glory of the Emperor. He's space British, yes. Oh, and I see the exhibit just keeps resetting. The sentence read out by the Inquisitor of Silvering. What? The Inquisitor to your ancestor still rings in your ears to find Serbian von Valancius alive mere moments before his execution. What a foul Xenos joke. Everything you have seen here seems designed to mock you, including the fact that you are back where you started. As though a disgruntled host has tossed you out the door like unwanted guests. You are certain that there is not a single mention of an open confrontation between Serbia and the Inquisition in the official chronicles of the von Valancius dynasty, meticulously preserved by historians. The dynastic chronicles tell you of the siege of Dragonis by united forces of the Sene pirate clan, which was one of the primary threats of the Expanse in that period. When you share your conclusions, the Seneschal nods. I agree, Your Lordship. I've had cause to read a good many scrolls from the dynastic archives in the course of my duties, and there was never any mention of Serbians' heretical tendencies.
The machine god was benevolent to me.
Alright, we're stuck in here. What the hell is this? This... Temporocausal calculator. The computator has captured the strange glyphs on the obelisk. Their meaning eludes the human, but their cursory analysis will mark certain events designed to occur within the gargantuan exhibit, and that they can be used to calculate the time until the inevitable occurrences. Hello. The path is blocked by a military cordon. You stop at a respectful distance. A reasonable response to the rifle muzzles pointed at your chest as a way of welcome. Your gaze slides over their faces. Their expressions are so eerily similar. They must have been issued along with the uniform, serving in the Astra Militarum. Brings with it insomnia, a stomach for slaughter, and a touch of hopelessness. You can tell who's in charge before he even speaks, and not by the big fellow's insignia, but by the weight of his stare. Sergeant Bennett Zarkov. Whoever you are, my lord, I advise you to recognize the present conditions and come to the only right decision. This is no place for a stroll. Was the palace surrounded by soldiers? Did you crawl out of the cave or something? Dargonus is under attack. The enemy claims to be acting in the name of Sergeant falters, beats a sweat gathered on his brow. After several painful seconds, he forces himself to continue. In the name of the Inquisition, the 30 seconds has gathered at the gates for days now. Furrows his bushy eyebrows, question rubbed in the wrong way. I don't give briefings, that's not why I deployed here. Move along before you're mistaken for spies. All expected reinforcements are in the cogitator log. There's nothing about you. I'm as perplexed as you as what is going on, but in order to find answers I must go inside. Listen well, shooting madmen is a wretched business, but I will do it if I have to. Makes a point of adjusting the heavy weapon on his shoulder, which clanks menacingly. Spew your gibberish somewhere else. And all the same, my promenade culminates in this place in the name of Von Valancius.
Take a knee and bow before me.
Urge them!
Uh-oh.
An exhilarating discovery.
This is probably not a good idea.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Do not dare ask. I am a navigator, not a servitor. If I may. Me, if you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I'll do it.
High momentum.
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. Doubt is for the weak. This is why I was chosen. That is not
And
the Emperor's will.
we just
I'll do
do
it.
the Argenta shoot everything
I
game
refuse.
now.
Faith without deeds is none can escape the Emperor's judgment. I will not. As the Emperor commands. That is not the Emperor's will. Doubt is for the weak. Eradicated.
High momentum.
I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Faith without deeds is eradicated. As the Emperor commands, are you my Emperor?
Excuse me.
Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, each strike is a prayer. This is unacceptable. I will not.
I'll paint your death in colors.
I'll do it. God Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart! Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it.
Yeah, just hold down the trigger. Once again, Argenta showing why she is best girl.
As the Emperor commands, none can escape the Emperor's judgment. Each strike is a prayer. Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay.
And we level up. He's done.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Black, uneven plasma. Starkly on the stones of the outer courtyard. Body was dragged off a cliff. House Davis full, second Moravian. Delayed. Triumphal March speech should be here. Set his monument to House von Valancius. Clear.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Dead shot stub. Heavy ring is fused into the stone. Coat of House Grapok is barely visible. Oh, okay, interesting. Something off is going here. The thing, Ralphie, is the gun that Argenta has right now, it fires more bullets the more people I kill. The hissing that reaches your ear coalesces and barely concerned. The sound of a vox bead tucked in the fallen sister of battle. Turn the goat and thrown to Elena. Shells are ready to launch. Artillery. Do not target. It is not. Elena is a Calaxian saint. Known to reinforce a heretic Corpheus in the courtyard with his followers. I can confirm the Duke's forces have been destroyed. Signed, escaped in flames. But I made sure he did not reach the palace. She is relaying sensitive information to the enemy side that is crucial. God Emperor punishes. A turncoat has to be hidden among Serbian's inner circle, else they would hold little value to the Emperor.
A new challenge for me?
Knock, knock. Looks impregnable, but as you approach, hydraulic bolts hiss, sliding open. Is this Serbian? Sir, oh my god. Look at him. The boy is not all right. Three nobles, accompanied by enforcers, come out to meet you. They are led by a man wearing the uniform of von Valancius. There is something strangely familiar about the intact portion of his face. The rest of the stranger's flesh has been replaced with implants that have turned him into a macabre semblance of himself. Nobleman narrows his organic eye in suspicion, a cerulean blue hiding beneath his dark lashes. You hear the hiss of servo motors and the creak of metal against metal as he casually rests his augmented fingers on the hilt of his sword, which is clearly of Xenos origin. Realization strikes you instantly. The sword you saw on the portrait of Serbian von Valancius on your flagship. Your deeds have brought me to the doors of this palace, Serbian. I've been following your trail. Really, Serbian? You're standing in my palace? Who else did you expect to see here? Despite the overwhelming degree of augmentation, the voice coming through the Vox Veil is not without a touch of irritation. Seneschal, if you will. I recognize that name. Oh, Conrad. Conrad the fucking asshole. Before you stands his lordship, rogue trader Serbian von Valancius, possessor of the greatest protectorate of the crown's expanse, and heir to the sacred warrant of trade, savior of the house von Valancius, to the conqueror of Janus. Your deeds have brought me to the doors of this palace. Serbian, I've been following your trail. You massacre an outpost of Moravians, then you boldly present yourself at the gates of my palace. I would admire your reckless valor if it weren't so impudent. What madness compels the agents of the Golden Throne? I cannot fathom. You shall not get what you came here for. I see these esteemed members of the Adeptus Mechanicus did not refuse to abate the vigilante of Iram. How could you turn to him after all the privileges I showered upon servants of the Omnissiah? Bionic eye lights with red fire, even his mechanized voice cannot hide his bitterness. You abruptly falls silent, wrinkles around his organic eyes smooth out, and his gaze slides over your companions, come to rest on you, not even a flicker of his past feeling on it, only haughty coldness in which he met you for the first time. In a sad state of affairs, when loyal servants of the God Emperor are forced to fight one another like hounds at the whim of a cruel master. You do, in fact, hear regret in Serbian's voice as his fingers close around the hilt of his weapon with a metallic clink, and your master is truly cruel. I don't serve the Inquisition. Inquisitor often is no fool. I do not believe these lunatics serve him. You should give them a chance to explain themselves. The only color of the woman's eyes betrays the kinship between her and the half-mechanical monster. Smooth, melodious voice sounds familiar. It is the same voice you heard from the Vox station of the Dead Sister battle. Von Valancius is playing both sides, communicating with the Inquisition under the call sign Elena. Serbian says nothing for quite some time. Finally, he squares his shoulders, and you hear the quiet grinding of augments. Quite right. Where are my manners? Turns upon you, not removing his hand. Seem strangers, you may introduce yourselves before I call you to account. We serve Mistress Elena, Lord Captain, as you reach the palace. Father, I should have known. Are from Lady Elena. You remember her, of course. So you reported of her death a few hours ago. Fine, let these pools last. Laria, my dearest. Find these idlers something useful to do. Make sure they do not repeat the stunt from earlier, or I won't be answerable for my actions. Okay, so she is a little bitch. The Serbian as retinal move forward into the courtyard, bars your way. Her attire is austere and practical, as is the look she gives you, and she speaks everything. Her facial expressions, her voice, her bearing reminds you of Theodora's fugitive master in whispers. I have Laria Voigtfear, seneschal and close ally of Serbian. My father, the Lord Captain, likes taking risks. I do not. So you prove yourself to my satisfaction, I will be keeping an eye on you. Siberian. Whatever. These names... I don't care. Thank you for your trust. What can I do? I'll answer just as plainly. I can be useful. Tell me how. Leave the pleasantries to those who have time for them. I've only just arrived, but you strike me as the intelligent sort. You see me or make your mark. However, I have urgent business to attend to. We weren't expecting you, but rather House Grepak army. Find out what happened to it. Perhaps I'll believe on your side. What do you know about the reinforcements? Frankly, the information is scarce, which is disheartening. Reinforcements should have arrived no later than half a day ago. Something delayed them. We do not know their numbers or the names of their commanders. We had hoped to meet Grapok Scion on his arrival. That is all we were able to find out. The Vox frequency of the Grapvox is silent, and even in rare moments, managed to get through the interference. Where should I begin? Every inch of the outpost. If the House Grapok people arrived there with news, but never got past the Merovian outpost, you must find out. And I trust the soldiers. They are awesome militarum in a name only. I hope your search turns up something, or we suspect the worst. Grapaks themselves have betrayed us. Tad, hasty, trusting stranger. You're a lawyer. You're a loyal vassal of House von Valancius, after all, with good references. Besides, we are in no position to be casting allies aside, are we? I don't fit here. And the time loop is trying to enforce itself. I have to play by the time loop's rules. I found something. Found evidence of thermal discharge characteristics of plasma weapon. Emmy also possesses it, but its owner wouldn't have been an immediate target, and besides, there's no way to know. Found a bloody trail stretching from the outpost. Those boudin balls are very good. No way he would have been allowed to reach the outpost. Found a bloody trail stretching from the outpost to the balcony. Body was dragged and then dumped over the edge of no model of virtues. Siberian had to specifically order that fallen sisters of battle be honored and given a fitting burial, but for many are permitted to do away with special ceremonies. Found a ring, signet ring. That's not just a piece of jewelry, but a symbol of power. And it's not something to be carelessly discarded. This is the most disturbing discovery of all. When the coincidence became too great, it means already pattern. Weighing the evidence in her mind once more. So the scion of the Grapvox was slain like a common servant, and it happened in the shadow of the von Valancius palace. We need the name of the murderer, find the culprit, and I will call you our ally. Since something akin to trust has sprung up between us, or to call it by their proper name, mutual necessity, the signet ring the von Valancius coat of arms from her finger and holds it to you, I imagine you know the value of such a thing. Henceforth, you may speak in my name. Be kind enough not to tarnish it. The item is equipped by the rogue trader or their seneschal. While the two are adjacent, seneschal will instead suffer any damage by the rogue trader. Something to tell you. That's everything I know. That's everything I know. You call Siberian, yes, and why is that relevant? How did that come about? In the usual way. Dance with the powerful. If you want to lend any swords or sword, I'm afraid I cannot oblige. So this is where von Valancius is. If you think you have my eye on the rogue trader's throne, you are mistaken. My father has done so much for me, I am merely repaying his loyalty. That is a relief. Wing of Valkyries emerged from over the horizon towards the palace. Air raid sirens. After appearances, whistling bombs rain down. Oh. Pop goes the weasel.
None shall stand in my way.
Operation successful.
Exalt. Hello. Strapped to the Enforcer's belt as well, then easily recognizes as plasma pistol. Despite the expensive finish, the gun is clearly a combat weapon. Grip monogram IS covered in scratches, scuffs. Frequent use. The wounded man turns his head towards you, staring in disbelief out of his one good eye. The other is buried under clotted blood and swelling, which flanks of deep gash cutting across his eyebrow and temple. His pale face, with its sharp and delicate features, cannot possibly be the face of a commoner. Sauerback, to what do I owe the pleasure? You're the Master of Arms, serving the Von Valancius dynasty. No, I command the Enforcers as part of the palace defenses and hold the rank of captain. I lack the noble status required for higher appointment, a minor setback. I believe that talent always finds a way to rise to the top. Nobles judge their servants by their deeds. I have done enough for the Red Trader. Down me with the title. It is only a matter of time. How did you come by such a grievous wound? Stray shard, frag grenade, explosion grazed me. Thankfully thrown my eyes intact, or the Enforcers would have lost one of their few competent soldiers. Medicae. Stab wound from a glancing blow. Long, narrow blade pierced toward the skin, swelling, various injuries of blood vessels. More gruesome than it is if a shard from a frag grenade really struck him. It's a good third of his skull. A member of House Krepak, a true aristocrat, must have been fairly skilled with the sword. Managed to wound his attacker before death. House Krepak sent to help the dynasty. What can you tell me about them? Nothing. I don't know their numbers or possible time of arrival. Prepare a combat
This
instructor.
explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
It's about time.
Hail! Salutes you and stands at attention, drawing his awkward, from full unimpressive height. Sergeant Job, at your service. Forces from Krepak are supposed to arrive. Do you know what happened to them? House who? I don't know, my lord. My unit's not reported any reinforcements. We're making do with the soldiers we have. Who carries a plasma weapon? Captain Sauerback's the only one I know of. I heard the plasma pistol was given to him by the Rogue Trader. Guns like that aren't for the likes of me or ordinary enforcers. If I'd been given a reward like that, sure, I'd put it to good use. I just might improve my lot. Have you noticed anything unusual? No demurring. My lord, there have been no incidents in the commission of my task. Lady Drivestream, may the God Emperor prolong her days, has been favoring Sauerback lately. I overheard her giving him some orders, but I couldn't make out what. Tell me about Marov. No great storyteller, but every one of us is guilty before the God Emperor, terribly guilty. Wash away our wicked deeds with blood, dying for humanity. No matter how petty the offense, death for the glory of the Golden Throne awaits everyone. Let's take my leave.
Follow my lead. Victory awaits!
Things are going on here. Over centuries follow this powerful a small caliber turrets and ornaments. Huh.
Searching is my observance.
Wisdom is a catalyst for knowledge.
Managed to
I
appease
possess
the
both.
air defense battery. High level. The air defense is malfunctioning.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
What is this? Crimson Dance of Cain rests under thick glass. Just resting my eyes, my lord. I'm awake.
A new challenge for me?
Camilla Drivestream, Duchess of Dragonis. Is there something you need? Elderly lady catches your eyes. More sanguine than the rest, bony fingers steadily work through a string of jeweled prayer beads. With the honor of being a friend of Geneva, may I have a word? Time is valuable, so don't waste it. The loss of Grappak Drivestream army has been left as the dynasty's only source of support, and as the Marshal of the Dominion, I have much to plan. Do you know what happened? I received reports that the Grapaks ought to have arrived at the palace by now. Perhaps something happened along the way. Perhaps the noble house has decided that defending Dargonius is not one of their priorities. Your question alarms her. Immediately interlaces her dry fingers, trying to hide her agitation. Would it not be wrong in calling you the governor? Oh, come now, my lord. I do not know who has led you astray, but that duty lies in the young but most capable hands of Lady Geneva. Of course, when her time comes to take the helm of the dynasty, a loyal ally will be needed to fill her position here. Could not wish for a better steward. Must take my leave. Okay, I need to figure out the optimal series of actions. Servian looks like a statue of himself, head held high, shoulders thrown back, folds of his heavy cloak rippling in the wind. He catches his assembled entourage, resolute gaze, waiting for everyone's attention before he finally speaks. His vox synth-enhanced voice carries across the square. Allies servants of the Holy Ordos have ridden roughshod over the covenants of the God Emperor. Inquisitor Afiram has threatened the life of the rogue traitor and the dignity of his loyal servants. For this, the enemy will die. He is drawn close to the palace gates, and it is time to fight back. Pardon my care to hear from your battles, your vassals. My life is not the only one at stake, but all yours as well. We will listen to anyone who has something to say. Seneschal will be the first to speak. Enemy vastly outnumbers us. The best place to stage a line of defense right here in the inner palace. Loyal people and military prowess are the only things we can rely on now. How did I persuade him? careful partitioning of the situation will facilitate a satisfactory conclusion to my confrontation. My will be directed at calculating the optimal defensive tactics. About you, surely your advice won't be locked ourselves behind the gates and wait for... I do not think that is the best solution. Here are other options. Please trust me just this once. The enemy is strong, formidable, and reasonable. I'm skilled in diplomacy. Let me go and treat with him on your behalf. Only make the dynasty stronger. If my way fails, then let the Melta guns and last guns speak in my place. I've seen a great many things in my life. Proposing an alliance can accomplish more than declaring a war, and a well-timed agreement will increase your influence 100-fold. I'm prepared to undertake the mission of protecting. You suggested I listen to my retinue, but what do you have to say? Do you two think one can negotiate with a rabbit girl? I too believe you should attempt a peaceful outcome. Oh, Jesus. I hope this resets. Okay. Okay, so that just happens. My sword? Aha! So we need to play along with the scenario. Turn something that's supposed to happen. Nothing but your memories. Then back to starting. Throne of Terror, I can't. We're already back inside, aren't we? Cursed Xenos. How can this be? Sea of Souls is placid, the very canvas of the material is disintegrated and reformed. This is strange. God Emperor, fortify our courage against the delusions of the Xenos. Okay, so... Okay. There's no place for a stroll. Their superiors that we are reinforcements sent by Mistress Elena. But a warning. Just don't present yourself to Lady June. This news of Elena. Very good. Same outpost. Time does not flow here. Runs in circles. Observed reality is a complex optical illusion. Perverse xeno knowledge. Replication level extremely high. Hypothesis explain the observed effect of space-time paradox. Astounding! Does not appear frightened or shocked, but rather utterly captivated. Nuncius hovers sedately at his shoulder. Your lordship, this is a wholly extraordinary violation of the laws of causality. Oh, if only I could discover a machine that could realize such effects. Only people in possession of free will, other captives of a mysterious trap, are doomed to repeat the same actions. The lies that the devious xenos use to entangle the existence must be sundered. Timeless must be broken. Will not deign to spend any longer in the trap than he wishes. Excuse me. Okay.
None shall stand in my way.
Okay, I can
I'm still new to the art
spend
of
time
exploring.
there. Servants of the Golden Throne, I was under report as well. Here, no click. You will have to bring me in. Should I say Geneva? Tell me, servant of the Imperium, what drives your desire to help us? The Herbs will read his dynasty into ruin. I wish to purge von Valancius' name of his corruption. He's mired in heresy. Sooner or later he will fall. I do not waste my efforts on a doomed man. Very well. If the fire of faith truly burns in you, primed to burst forth in cleansing flame, find the redeemed, whose steadfastness Elena preserves, and follow her instructions.
It's about time.
Well, you see, Father, I mean, Lord, can't you explain yourself? No, but I will not let you distract Lord Captain. I will know you're not one of them. Not yet, but hard times give servants like me a chance to prove their usefulness. I'll find use for you. What can I do for you? The offspring is dead. Means there's already a pattern. That's all I have for now. You know, the master codes. It is too important. But I've memorized the codes. It's too important for the gates to remain closed. Discuss the missing. Air defense turret was damaged. It's operating. Damn it. Talk to Magos. Check the turrets. I suspect there's a conspiracy afoot. I need someone to be my eyes, ears. Find the traitor. That's everything I know. That's everything. You may go.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Where is the Magos? I don't want to waste time.
I'll lay claim to the stars. Awaits.
That's my job. I didn't know anything about the graphic. Not a thing. We've been waiting for days. Something's happened to them. I guarantee it. Nothing but all on our own. Was here. Tell me what you have done to him. Surround the Holy Throne. Why would I do such a thing? I'm not talking. Standing guard long. We just relieved Sauerbreck and his enforcers. He's a decent commander. Keeps everyone in line. That is all. Okay. Ribbon. What are people saying about the reinforcements? A little out of the ordinary. Been at your post long. Pilot them.
None shall stand in my way.
Okay. I see. Geneva. Airplane on recognizing Sauerbach. What is suspect? Just have my intention set and found their way. Everything is proceeding accordingly. Anything about it. I need to discuss the deeds of Atlanta in private. What do you wish to discuss? Him among his retinue to listen above all others. Tech priest words are definitely more than wasted air. Valuable ally, the Moravians are another possibility. Dreams of father value fighters and questions are her dogged devotion. It's unlikely why Elena furnished me with this call sign. Elena and Shake, true martyr who perished while remaining steadfast. Teaches that one must never doubt his light in the darkest hour. For there is always disaster more terrible in the prayer of creed. Only thing a person can will compel you to conspire with your enemies. My father is a half-witted heretic and a madman who has brought the wrath of the Holy Ordos down upon the dynasty. If I, the only legitimate heir, do not right his wrong, no one will. But instead of embracing me, he chooses the base-born upstart. He's been killed along with his men. Was that the work of Elena? Ovidius Graphics Company was destroyed on my orders, it is true. Lorcana, having learned of their approach from me, fall might down upon their heads, but in order to survive, it was not part of my plan. Drivestream was eager to assist me to settle the score of an old foe. Sauerbach is both competent and ambitious. Here are your codes. In terms of the others. I don't know what's going on. And there's undoubtedly Siberian will not believe his daughter's actions have gone beyond the intrigue. I'm sure others are she's far too spoiled by everyone's regard to notice how fond father is of her. The wax is warm. So, yeah. Geneva is a spy, I'm sure of it. It's everything. I seriously don't know what's going on. Okay. And we reset. Okay. Okay, I think I have discovered all of the things. So, let's see here. So we're going to come on in. How the sun shall the wax is warm. Stands guard even over his words. Seneschal's waiting for you. Okay. You speak lawyer again after entering the pass. Received from your agent as a token of supreme trust. What can I do for you? Geneva's, she's spurred. It's time for signet rooms. Okay. If you set on it, you can use the form of that is currently. Oh, I need to observe this. Leave without making a
A
sound.
new challenge for me?
Something to tell you. Letting information about the command kit recorders at this very moment. Follow me and see for yourself. I had my suspicions as a witness. Servants of the Golden Throne, transmitting coordinates. What is the meaning of this? What are you doing here? Last time you've been aiding the enemy, bringing them to my doorstep. How could you? Your acting talent is not enough to refute what is plainly obvious. You've betrayed. Nothing, oh no. You are all so mired in heresy. You are willing to follow heretic flames, so be it. One day I will see you, sister and traitor, burn for your crimes. You have eliminated one of the most significant threats. Do not leave her side for a moment. This is good.
It's about time.
Talk with Camilla. Something to discuss with you. This is the real murder of the Scion. This is beyond impertinent to accuse the head of a noble house of such a heinous offense, even if there were proof. You are no one here, and your word is nothing against mine. You cannot gossip at a time like this. I was supposed to bring an army. A curious time for court intrigue. Anyone who truly cares for the dynasty has no use for weak allies. Drive streams will stand with von Valancius in the end. Will drag down all the highest nobility down with them. Why'd you do it? You're supposed to bring an army. Were laughable. They were routed in no time at all. Von Valancius has no need for such vassals. Done the dynasty a favor. How exactly did it happen? So my accuser does not know the full story. Let me enlighten you. It happened with the changing of the guard. Terrible inconvenient thing. Deal for Sauerbracht, fellow. Dispatching the surviving boy and return to the outpost as if nothing happened. I don't know the rest of the details. Such things spoil the appetite. How did you bribe him? bribery had nothing to do with insignificant people and the pitifully few privileges of the court. The only man who enticed that ilk was the promise of a noble title, but now he will not have it, for he cannot hold his tongue. Seems you have fallen victim to the subtle manipulation of one individual. Nonsense. All she told me was that Grapak would arrive unaccompanied. For years, my house has battled against influence of those servitor-brained upstarts. It would have been foolish not to seize the shining opportunity. Well, pat yourselves on the back. You have opened my eyes. Lady von Valancius has always preferred to act through intermediaries and has given special honor in the eyes of the aristocracy. It appears I was her tool this time. That girl learned from the best. I suppose I can keep your secret, but remember, you owe me. You're playing courtly games tough. I await your sign, my dear. No airstrike.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Did I... Whatever. Hello. A malfunction is causing an erroneous data indexing. All-knowing omnicide grant as point of reference. Your vector has been calculated. Present your destination. Matches not found. You're addressing chief endings here. Identification number. I grant you permission to fill the objective of selected trajectory. Identifier accepted. Sacred rank of Mago is confirmed. Subject says wait validation. Mago I need to see your prime. Immediate fulfillment of the request not relevant. Request deprioritized. Recognize esteemed Magos Exalt. Curiously, my archive data logs have deactivated this identifier due to the expiration of the holder. Probability of erroneous deactivation is 99.999%. The result of the probability calculation contains an unacceptable margin for error. Circumstances surrounding the activation of the identifier are clarified during communication. You notice there's something strange going on. Map of sacred knowledge is full of gaps, only refining them through to tell me what critical discrepancies have been recorded. Does this belong to you? I doubt it. My augments are an active reference for the Omnisci, a flawed alignment of parameters. A flawless alignment of parameters. Their function and placement are calculated with perfect precision. He suddenly flinches. Calculations indicate need for further study. The sky is covered in symbols. No one here can see them. It means you are part of this eerie anomaly. Vertical mapping of the terrain is updated regularly by my advanced vestibular augmentics, according to diagnostics logs, and the last update occurred 500 cycles ago. No. That's impossible. Everything around us is repeating itself, akin to strange technology. Your chosen network of data coordinates is not within my standard circuit of thought, but I find it necessary for calculations. Knowledge is the key to everything, and comprehension of the path of knowledge. Let us suppose that my data coordinates are based on false point of reference. What alternative are you, proposing? Wow, you took me seriously. Because the hypothesis you are proposing provokes me in cessation of being utterly lost in space, both physically and informationally. Exhaust his remaining dialogue options. You're stuck in a loop. You forget everything that went before. Point of reference. Accept as valid. Initiating coordinate reconstruction. Hush whisper surprise. Data index is harmonized. Radiates cold. The fact that you are alive and inside a loop, Magos, is a strange detail into this anomaly. Do you remember how you ended up here? Interpolating an area of uncertainty, the calculation does not produce clear results. But why the interest in my memory map? Are you familiar with some key to the data points? I'm sorry, but outside the loop I saw your remains. You died as a hero defending Serbian. It explains the limitations my memory map, falsity of its function. The ways by which such a thing is possible lies beyond my knowledge circuits, but I thank you for clarifying the coordinates. Why do you think I can retain memories of past events? On a typically high level of processes within the organic mind. After triangulating the data perceived, I propose that that the cause is the lack of cognitive processing on the part of the operator. You have seriously disrupted the unseen data indexing of the anomaly. This hypothesis is extremely subjective, but has a right to exist, colleague. I believe that the calculations that underpin the xenomachinery generating the anomaly have not accounted for one variable, the rogue trader. In other words, the unholy machine construct simply has no power over your mind. Can you help me destroy the anomaly? Perhaps the loop will be stopped by a critical correction in the usual course of events. Regrettably, I cannot perform the triangulation myself. I lack the data to indicate exactly how long I have been here. Do you have a plan capable of altering the current trajectory of events? What would your actions be in this situation? If the end is always the same, then all we can do is study other trajectories and move forward towards it. I would determine the vectors of the movement of each of the participants, and in the quest for truth, I would not reject a single tactical maneuver, even if it requires stepping onto the line of fire, throwing down course chosen by the enemy. Vector has a direction, and the most berserk trap always has a design. Try to understand what the purpose of the time trap is and subvert it. Serbian convenes his war council. I'll decide how we should proceed. Wait for a sign. Thank you for the follow, Nihilistic. I'm just gonna call you Sloth. Hey, what's going on? Is I'm not lead us to the objective. Take my leave. Stately nobleman is wearing a uniform of Von Valancia's colors. Augments cover his face, and the only surviving part of which is taut, a scrap of gray, inflamed skin, and a bright blue eye. Rogue Trader watches you with interest as you take in his appearance. I've been informed by our allies that you managed to break through the palace, but where are they? Don't tell me you are all that's left. What's to expect? I was expecting a rather more sizable reinforcements. Despite the fatigue that bleeds through the creaking distortions in his Vox apparatus. He smooths the non-existent creases in his uniform. Introduces himself with dignity. My name is Siberian von Valancius, but you already knew that. This is my first time seeing you. Name Magos. Inclines his head slightly in greeting. I am pleased to see that the servants of Omnisci value the cooperation of House von Valancius. Sir Seneschal, your lordship. That's so, my daughter has a great many servants, but you are the first to dare speak to me directly. As a reward for your loyalty, I will not give you any lashes to say, but I am curious what you have to say in your defense. You're the most heavily augmented person I have ever seen, not a servant. My appearance horrifies you, doesn't it? When I had not yet renounced the innate limitations of humanity, the von Valancius dynasty was fading, but now look, the Protectorate is thriving. I have had to sacrifice some of my human nature, yes. But what I have gained in return, new worlds, new horizons, I do not expect you to understand. You are not a rogue trader after all. Your world is too small to appreciate the scale of my conquests. What qualities should a good rogue trader possess? God Emperor granted us the warrant of trade to expand the borders of the Imperium. To explore the far reaches of the galaxy and annex new worlds. To do this, rogue trader must be flexible. The laws of the Imperium are cumbersome. He must be driven by greed, not by greed, but by a thirst for discovery. And of course, he must be a leader whom others will follow. Without loyal subjects on the ground, one cannot maintain one's rule over the Protectorate. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Your opinion hardly signifies. I have history on my side, and I'll show you I was right. You know anything about the reinforcements? Tasker. Among those present, is there anyone who owns a plasma pistol? He's a loyal subject. Presented him to me. I had no idea how valuable a subject he would come. Hope you speak of. I personally gifted it to him in service for the dynasty. Why is the Inquisition besieging? Dared to accuse me of heresy. He reckons that the influence of the Inquisition is so great, he can't disregard the privileges granted by the warrant and attack me in my own palace. Thinks he's about the God Emperor. Well, he will pay for his hubris. Shit. Are you afraid someone close to you will turn against you? Heresy is a serious charge. Understand the utter baselessness of these allegations. How could they not? How's your military responding? The soldiers should not concern themselves with false accusations. They're concerned to serve their lord, not to speculate about things they do not understand. What does Laura think about it? Or Laria? It's not only my central, but also my daughter. I'll not allow you to even ponder the possibility that she is on my side. The dubious circumstances of her birth bar me from recognizing her as an heir to House von Valancius. I served the dynasty faithfully as seneschal. She deserves my full trust, and I will support any decision I make. Speak with her, and you'll see that for yourself. Let's talk about something else. Serban, and you are alive. Wagging their tongues. A harsh, unpleasant sound burst. He's laughing. I see the acolytes of Deidas are hard at work, wagging their tongues in this case. I hope you have not repeated this absurd rumor to anyone. If false news of my demise reaches my vassals, we may never see any reinforcements. I never thought I would find you alive. We are caught in a trap, and we must flee. A trap? The Inquisition is a dangerous foe, no doubt. Nevertheless, this foe still stands on my land, and my protectorate is doomed to failure. If you do not believe me, then look at this. Truth is written in your own hand. Litany of last... I've been joking. Does not befit me to write such words. Recognize the name Amela? How do you know that name? Who have you told? Wait a moment. You can't be. I will keep your identity secret as my ally, my protector, and I had faith that she would not leave me to fend. Look, they made exhibits out of your life, and this is one of the exhibits. Oh, damn it. I'm sick and tired of this game, even if you did all the modifications. Double house, still 5 times. You know how many such bastards I executed. You would not dare. You should abandon your dreams of the Warren if you wish to keep your life. Accept the misconceptions.
Follow my lead!
Okay. Skip. Surely your advisors must have a plan. I'll be brief. Outnumbers us. Military. Defense. Defensive and exhaust the enemy. Gates are our main advantage. Command headquarters has withstood. Counties gives us an advantage. Signal to exalt. Careful preparation for the battle is sensible, isn't it? Careful partitioning of the situation will facilitate a satisfactory conclusion. My conscious capacity will be directed calculating the optimal defense tactics. This plan will deem worthy of the Duchess of Draconis. Victor is correct. Competence is an art of war is undeniable. Let's point out that we should trust in our people and proceed with caution. I wish to hear from those who have held their peace. Speak freely, counselors. Do not fear the words. Prepare to protecting the negotiator. I see no point in negotiating. It is too late for that. Proven time again that I can rely on you. I know you are acting solely in my best interests, and I trust your judgment. Allies, the time has come. Heed my order. Prepare to defend. Alrighty. There's another way to do this, like actually properly convincing them to negotiate. But I feel like fighting is funny. Immediately recognized as well as servant of the Golden Throne, thanks to having the insignia of dull gold, swathed in dark fabric, cloak of rough cloth thrown over the top. His face, which is heavily lined but not have the ravages of time, is so unremarkable that it is as if it was a deliberate attempt to make himself forgettable. His eyes, no one would forget those. Someone who, when others look away. So, the eyes of someone who stares when others look away. Only someone of strong will or mindless monster could withstand. Greetings, Inquisitor. I heard that the Rosette opens many doors, and it seems that my door is no exception. Allow me to introduce you, Fidel, a loyal servant of my dynasty. This is Diodis Afurum, he who leads the enemy forces. I would not call making his acquaintance an honor, but you can decide for yourself. Diodis, let us put a swift end to this affair. I deny your accusations. You have no cause, and have no cause for repentance. I fear I shall be no less of a disappointment than Serbian, Inquisitor. Nothing to repent before you. Only poison will pour to battle. Oh yeah, the Sisters of Battle are the house military of the Inquisitors. Assigning the highest priority of the highest order to the vector of convergence with the enemy. Come to defense of Dargonus and Von Valancius. Heavy with sorrow, there is no greater torment than stand opposing my own sisters. Only my faith that this is false and unholy apparition strengthens my spirit.
And you'll die quickly.
There is no space for mercy within the legs.
And Argenta, you are going to stand right there.
The machine spirits approve. Astute observation.
Okay.
Lucius is skeptical about this. Lucius' difference was a statistical error.
Sorry.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Executing command. Utterly impossible. A valid argument. Executing command.
Go.
I took care of this one. We'll rule the stars themselves. It will be done. Reduced to dust. Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
And we're just smashing.
Indeed. Report. Taking fire. My place is at the fore. I will do my duty. I am a conduit of the machine god's will! Follow my lead. Target well struck. Escape the Emperor's justice, scum! Victory is imminent. A tactically sound approach. Just a minor setback. Grey hair, sure hand. Back up! At your beck and call. We need to regroup.
This is a very fun
Indeed.
little stupid thing.
It will be done. I will do my duty. An exemplary strike.
What did I just do there?
I've suffered worse.
I just went bonk. There it is.
Grey hair, sure hand. Reporting loss of units. Oh, my ears are ringing. Victory is imminent.
A valid argument. Astute observation.
All right.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Bye.
Isn't this a job for the face the navigator's might?
Methinks that I'm a little, overpowered.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
That's what the late game does.
I'm afraid not. If only that were possible.
Poor girl.
Follow my lead.
Oi!
Target well struck. Brace yourself, Abalon.
It's not cool.
I will bring them the fate they deserve.
An exemplary strike.
I need,
Absolutely not.
how dare? No. This is bullshit.
I don't have time for this.
No, it's like, we do have him. It's
I'll
just...
pass. Oh, too easy.
I was going to have Argenta just go Bert, but she is now unconscious.
Nothing I can't do. Suits my purposes. Already done.
Taking fire!
God Emperor's will be done.
That was insulting.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Not my specialty.
Try again, heretic.
Grey hair, sure hair.
Break their morale!
Try again, heretic.
At your beck and call. Use the
I
dust.
served him well.
No matter the cost. I will do my duty. At your beck and call. Grey hair, sure hand. It will be done. My place is at the fore. I'm not interested. At your beck and call.
One fewer target!
Follow my lead. Indeed. Grey hair, sure hair.
Justice, scum! Activate calculate fury algorithm.
Okay. I gotta remember how the rest of the game plays.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Running binaric override. My vow is to serve. Running binaric override. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Request approved. Running binaric override. Probability analysis successful. The desire condemns you.
But the legs stand.
Activating force mode sacrament.
Served him well.
Stay vigilant. Requesting backup. Weapon at the ready. My faith strengthens me.
Love how he just floats.
We need to regroup.
Curse you, miscreant! Absolutely not. My time is now.
A tactically sound approach. At your beck and call.
Others will carry on.
I am at your service.
Yay!
Time to do my this time to my duty. No, this isn't right. It's all lies. It wasn't like that.
Your histrionics are pointless, Spectre. Your truth was an intricate work of artifice, frozen in eternity. Until unenlightened savages violated the integrity of the exhibit.
Metal giant draped in a weighty mantle and holding a sinister-looking staff turns his head slowly, surveying the palace of Dargonis. You see no hint of emotion in the unmoving mask that rests in place of the Xenos face. His unnatural voice, however, there is a clear note of vexation.
A clutch of vermin stowed away inside an exhibit, spoiling my masterpiece. And now I am compelled to appear here on the half-forgotten fringes of the galaxy. Well done. You have succeeded in drawing upon yourselves the gaze of Trazin the Infinite, master of the museum you worthless pests invaded. The little thief dared to steal from the preserver of histories, and now causing trouble again. What is this? Some foolhardy rescue attempt? So, your worthless name is still recalled by one of your short-lived kind.
Look around. World is frozen, people, mechanisms, everything. Even the breeze. Absolutely everything is stopped, transfixed in eerie poses. You blink and a wave passes over the world like static. In the strange are your retinue in Serbian. Look at Serbian. There's a head dumbstruck, helpless to fend off the realization crashing over him. Light in his cybernetic eye stutters, as though even his augmentics are breaking down under the weights. You have destroyed your trap.
Destroyed? Hardly. You have merely disrupted the hypergeometric logic of the labyrinth with your unruly antics. Nothing more. But don't let that
merely the
detail spoil your
hypergeometric
little
logic.
celebration. It is still a most impressive feat for a member of a primitive species.
Trazin the Infinite, I'm Fidello, and you were on my ship stealing my shit, so I'm on your ship, stealing your shit.
The very fact of your finding your way here sets you apart from other pests. Curious determination and lack of foresight. Then again, perhaps you had no notion of what you were getting into.
Servant seems to jerk awake and draw himself upright. A moment accompanied by the piercing sound of a dozen of ancient implants. With a burst of florid profanity, draws his weapon and rushes forward. In response, raises a hand and without looking, snaps his fingers.
Primitive civilizations are always amusing in their inability to grasp the full scope of their powerlessness, and their simultaneous insistence.
That is
on
a really
denying
cool
it
model.
altogether. The path for those in this place is determined by me alone. All the more so now that your actions have forced me to come here in person.
What is this
You're
place?
inside one of the pieces in my collection, the greatest in the galaxy. I assembled it myself, crossing distances of millions of star systems and time spans of hundreds of millennia. To be among the relics, creatures, and events on display in the Museum of Trausen the
So he's probably
Infinite
pleased to
is an
some minor
honor
degree
I
that someone
grant
has the
very
balls to do
few.
this. Why'd you capture my ancestor?
Siberian von Valancius. This rare member of your family garnered my interest. He did this by crossing my path and stealing a priceless relic, which I had intended to add to my collection. This act so impressed me that I decided to recover stolen item and thief together. I knew that Siberian would return, seeking other treasures hidden on the world of Zarkov. I knew he would not forgo the opportunity to investigate the portal he would so conveniently discover inside the temple. Since then, Siberian von Valancius and his dearest Laria Voitvir have been the protagonists of their own exhibit. Again and again, they experience the hopeless siege of their world. Again and again, they choose paths, make decisions, and reach the finale in new and unexpected ways. A finale that has already been predetermined. A defeat in which Siberian is inevitably betrayed by his precious trophy. The Crimson Dance of Cain. The very sword he stole from me. The very sword I took back. Leaving Siberian trapped in an endless loop, armed only with a hard-light facsimile.
I mean, from what you just said, it seems like Siberian stole it first before you even got to it. So, by the rules of Finders Keepers, it's his. It's like, you can't call dibs on artifacts that you want to steal. It seems to have exploded your plans. What now?
The display I designed is ruined, and the collection has lost one of its exhibits. And this after I lavishly rewarded Siberian for his exceptionalism. I am stripping the von Valancius dynasty of the honor of being part of the Museum exhibition. Take your ancestor. I will seek out a replacement.
Bitch?
Needless to say, I will be keeping Laria Voitvir. She has performed her role diligently, and I see no reason to discard her. If Siberian wishes to be reunited with her, he can return, beg for forgiveness, and perhaps earn the privilege of rejoining my collection. As for you, pest, I have made a small addition to your physiology. I am eager to observe how you make use of your new trophy. And observe I shall, all the while voicing my opinions directly to your ears, wherever you may be.
Pain lances through your being. You want to scream in the hope that it'll alleviate the suffering. Then you realize that the agony that once fleeting and unending has already stopped. Your vision doubles and splotches of color seem to swim in front of you. What the fuck did you do?
Get out of my museum.
Dude, quit being an ass. Laria! Fingers reach towards the fading portal, but only grasp air. Several moments, Lord Captain stands motionless, his hand frozen in air, turns to you, hem of his heavy cloak billows, and his augmented joints exhale, releasing steam. You! Ice cracks in his voice, causing an accusing finger pointing at you. Skin of his face twitches, unable to form a grimace of rage. Explain yourself, now. He accosts her from the corner of your eye. You notice Sourback moving towards you, shock maul in hand, only to stop in confusion as she recognizes Von Valancia's colors upon the intruders. Gesture for the guards to stand down. In the gaze of the Master of Arms fixed upon the stranger, there's a glimmer of recognition and of disbelief. Reluctantly, she gives the enforcers a nod, steps back. Lord Serbian, I am Bella von Valancius, current holder of the warrant of trade, and you are aboard the dynastic flagship. What nonsense is this? You are aboard my flagship, and you dare? Mechanical voice suddenly cuts off, feverishly shifts his gaze, the faces of his crew and the furnishings of the bridge, recognizing nothing. This is absurd. This cannot be. The flickering disintegration silhouette of the now familiar Xenos appears out of nowhere. It resounds in your mind. My former exhibit's brain is trying to make sense of reality. Being transferred from my collection to the living environment is shock capable of disrupting the neurohumoral regulation of a physiological species equipped with a simple form of higher nervous activity. Where did you come from? Get out of my head. Has the shift back to real space affected your nervous system as well, impairing your mnemonic abilities? I have made alterations to your mind so that I may observe how you make use of your trophy. No one but you can see or hear my projection. You do not want your subjects to think you have gone mad, so just accept your new role as my viewpoints. Surrounded by your officers who are looking at you as a staff Lord talking to empty space clearly made a lasting impression on them. Fuck you, Trayson. Ashes of shock and then collides his mutilated head slightly. I see that our encounter with the accursed Trayson left us a mark on both of us. The hour will come when he repays in full all that he owes the dynasty. Until then, accept my gratitude. There's no doubt you are a von Valancius, even amidst the Xeno's lying illusions. You made the right choice in supporting Seneschal Voigtgear. No thanks are necessary. It grieves me that Laria remains a hostage. Encouraging words. I hear them in spirit of a von Valancius air. We shall see what deeds follow, and now I require rest. Escort my ancestor to the Bionica. Yes, your lordship, I will order the equipment prepared at once. First time, his shoulders are slumped and his gaze is empty of all but infinite exhaustion. Bridge remains abuzz for some time of a new member of the Von Valancius dynasty. Hell yeah.
Lord Captain. Lord Captain.
Alrighty. That was all of that. We did the time warp again. This thing was in the middle, wasn't it? Oh, no, I'm backwards. I really wish that this thing, that we could repair it and make it work, because it seems funny. Bully snake. I think I like to pretend that it is canonical that what's his name, Doom Guy, is just going around with just caramel dancing blasting in his helmet. Why? Because I think it would be funny. What's up?
Do you know that your voice carries throughout the entire frickin' house? Lower it.
Alright. Please fix this. Scanning denied. Unknown technologies are not among the gifts. In that case, I will ask your colleague. Tends to be more accommodating. Inefficient. Fifth sector life form lacks the requisite competence. Actually brought to maximum achievable efficiency. Van Valancius Alpha. Restored bionic arm, blazoned. Made of premium materials, both human and Xenos in origin. Existence is a flagrant tech heresy in the face of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Can make shots from ring compact weapons once per round instead of once per combat. Ooh. Amulets cannot be equipped. Oh no. And I already have, I love this amulet, so I am not going to do anything, because also the rings that I have are just better.
It is rather more crowded in here, and the smell of blood... Ugh. Forgive me. I'm feeling slightly ill.
The facility now has some patients who have not had access to the wonders of healing until now. But you, Lady Cassia, really don't belong in such a gloomy room.
It's about time.
Alright, let's go. We'll deal with Siberian later. I don't know. Put him in a retirement home on Dargonis or something. Back in my day, there were 2 Time Wars. Stretching. So at Cramps, we're dealing with 4. Request of Vox audience, Furbus, and the experiments. Lord Captain, operations in Bionica practically stalled. Genitor extremist Eugen Furbus is unilaterally experimenting on the implementation throne, drawing the motive force from the department, certainly thereby hindering the proper administration. Any idea what he is doing? Analyzing insufficient data. High influx of motive force to the implantation throne has been detected. Violations of the Catechism of Maintenance and Operation is being recorded, along with restricted access to other tech priests. However, the rank of the life form designated Eugen Furbus is too high to be impeded without the intervention of the life form designated Lord Captain. Attesting, according to the logs of Sector Bionica Systems, Furbus is undertaking unauthorized use of the implementation found contrary to its designed purpose, recommended sanctions, imposition of technopenance, combined with temporary rank reduction. He's playing with death. In fact, your lordship, he keeps trying to catch it, and it runs away from him, flies over his shoulder. But it will never leave him completely. I thought I was cracked in the head, but no, that tin can must have bigger problems than me if he can't decide whether to live or die. I'm heading down. You should know by the yesterday after next. The hell are you doing there, buddy? The implantation cone stands before you in all its glory, illuminated with discharges of the motive force. Massive body laid upon it. It takes you a moment to recognize it as Eugen. Nuncius, I am in complete agreement that any interference with the function of the galvanic abdomen will lead to acute hypertension. But I have the situation perfectly under control. A fatal outcome has been excluded as a possibility. Stares intently at the vid screen attached to his neck. All his body cavities have been carefully opened. You watch crimson pink lump of his augmented heart as it beats in his chest, and you see the faint flickering of his galvanic cell through the whitish film of his... ew. Yes, Nuncius, I am aware. How appropriate the motive force with the offering of the second galvanic hymn. About the right of voltage manipulation, 20%, 10% steady, 20%. Eyelids closed, head drops limply. Moment passes and the janitor draws a shuddering breath and starts back to consciousness. 20% hypertension. Momentary loss of consciousness. The motive force is surging uncontrollably. Additional protocaval shunts are required to appropriate it and compensate it for the excess pressure. Well then, you are right, Nuncius. Abdominal extraction is impossible. This is an incontrovertible fact. I've never seen such operations performed on oneself before. He smiles through the pain. I must assure you that you have never met a janitor of my caliber, Rogue Trader. The procedure is utterly trivial if one observes the rituals of vivisection and operational covenants of the Omnissiah. Is this some kind of self-torture? Not at all. I am careful to ensure that my pain level never exceeds borderline values. My objective is not to harm myself, but to learn. I do not grant you leave to kill yourself. By the machine god, be careful. Bursting with pain and exertion, struggles to send one of his manipulators to the numerous toggle switches on the apparatus. The throne circuit is overloaded with galvanic energies, and so the current is rampaging. If you interfere, the course of the experiment will be unpredictable. What method? Your methods are highly original. What experiment are you conducting? I'm currently engaged in the study of determinacy in the existence of amalgam individuals. Your presence will no doubt enliven the discussion my dearest colleague and I are having as we work. You have caught Nuncius and me about halfway through our disputation. Wait, is this relevant? Is this related to your previous experiment? Naturally. This is part of my path to the quest for knowledge, just as the creation of the Tria Samata was. But I have taken a different approach in my current experiment. It doesn't warrant this self-excavation. I'm seeking the limit. Rogue Trader, the limit that Ferrum Sanctum can withstand, but living tissue cannot. I'm trying to perceive the extent to which reverse augmentation can be accomplished without killing the recipient. I myself, as the bearer of a large number of implants, am the ideal specimen. Why would you reverse someone's augmentation? Gifts of the Messiah come at a price, and one that not everyone can pay. Their machine spirits can rage and reject the flesh with which they have been joined, cause pain or even indescribable agony. Sometimes the only way to end it is to extract the augment, which often carries the risk of death. My objective is to find a way to mitigate this. A highly unusual goal for the tech priest in the eyes of certain. Human life rarely outweighs the values of augments. Something must have propelled him. The Sector Bionica is suffering. Oh, as soon as I obtain the answers to my questions, I will rise from this throne and restore the motive force to this compartment. Rest assured. And now I beg another pause, Rogue Trader. I must excavate the heart implant. Nuncius, kindly monitor the functioning of the atrioventricular node, if you will. You can't know less than 30 beats of your own heart before the pulsing organ is returned. Praise the Omnissiah, Nuncius. This is what we've been searching for. A 30-second interval is optimal for removing the organ without causing dysfunction. It is impossible to tell whether Service Skull shares his colleagues' excitement. Risk of fatal outcome? The risks are negligible when what is at stake is crossing the limit of death itself. Both of my attempts to create a trace amata have failed, and so it is necessary to apply a different methodology. Your thoughts on the matter interest me greatly. So Lithium Flow 3. Wait, there's another? Deftly deduced by my deliberate vagueness in my last thesis. You are correct. The one you and I created was my second attempt. The first one was a starting point that whetted my thirst for the mysteries of the machine that is the organic body. Most fascinating story. Nuncius's telling of it is most engaging. Nuncius's account remains a mystery to you, safely hidden behind the grin of your interocular. His energy flagging says, yes, Nuncius, perhaps the story is indeed too long for our current situation. But enough of the lyrical digressions. I made some significant progress in understanding the wisdom of the Amsai and the failure of both the Triasomia procedures will remain merely another setback for the path of comprehension. Elaborate on your thesis. Why is vanquishing death so important? Because if a machine is functional and multifaceted as the human organism ceases to exist, all practical meaning of it is destroyed. And I have dared to fathom ways of following life precisely to preserve that meaning. The operational limits of organics can be overcome, the annihilation of flesh and mind averted, and the function raised to the absolute. Death is what sustains the Imperium. That is true. But life was what propels it forward. That is an incontrovertible fact. I like to hear Nuncius's position. He is silent as always. Yes, dearest colleague. You are certainly correct in asserting that death is the natural, inevitable cessation of life processes. But is that not why the Amsai granted his gift of reason and the natural ability to comprehend existence? So that we humans could exhibit the natural way of things? You accept death as a fact, but I believe that fatalism is incomprehensible to a servant of the Omnissiah. Do not machines strive for eternity in his image and likeness? I am ready to share. Now, briskly sparing a look from the lines of data running along the data slate, the mechadendrites bristling with needles begin to rapidly stitch together the wounds from his body. Right. I hope you'll share this triumph with me. I will apply myself to research with redoubled zeal. Triumphant binary hymn pouring out of the implantation through Vox interrupts his musings, signaling the completion of the procedure. Antigrav generator starts life once more. Genitor floats through the air. Appears that the gory experiment he just performed on himself has no catastrophic consequences. Silent shadow. So the experiment is complete, and I deem the outcome wholly satisfactory. Thank you for your so timely arrival. You have given me food for thought that will occupy my unquiet mind for quite some time, and will surely grant me many revelations in the future. I must return to the laboratory and discuss the results with Nuncius. Okay. Weirdo. Alright. Let's visit. Let's chart this system. Let's go. Space battle. Let's ignore that. I really do need more phlogiston. I would like more phlogiston. A single target attack against a target right here. Huh. That might be fun. Form a detailed scan, scouting party to the rings. Phlogiston! Hell yeah! Cavern-filled asteroid with giant vein of valuable. It will be hauled to the flagship immediately. Serving on the shuttles, do not recommend drawing away any closer to the core. Both the pilots will lead to irretrievable loss of sacred machines. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're gonna go there. I think I'm just going to do this space battle and then get out of here. I need to shower and wake up. Like, if this game would just let me do space battles whenever I wanted, that would be so cool. What do we have over here? Sticks. Bunch of itty bitty babies.
Lead them. The time has come.
Ah.
This one goes down.
Come on.
Fire! Right now! Annihilate!
Oi. Don't do that. Here it comes. All right.
Another salvo! Macro cannon! Volley! Bleed them! Fire the large battery!
That didn't work.
Unleash out!
There we are. I look forward to updates.
Lay in the course. Bleed them. Fire the last batteries. Torpedoes!
Yo. Yes, this is a struggle. Consciousness is a delight. Indeed. It's about to die.
Leave their hull strewn across the stars! This one's going down. Bleed them! An opportunity to exploit. Onward!
No! My eyes are exploding, though. It's about to explode, though. Need a fucking nap.
Macro cannon, volley!
Fade into nothing.
Bye. go. And with that, I am very tired. Done. And I wish Mad Ducks a very tasty lunch. And with this, I invite all of you to stick around and wait for the rest of the WBPL showcase while I deal with trying to be a person for the rest of today. Thank you all. I will see you all later. I have no words because I'm about to pass out. See you later. Hail Cargonia.
Hold on. Land of stolen things, obey the quartermaster, unless he's a ling. Miners don't die today. Cargo text push freight. Our enemies in disarray. All hail Cargonia.
Get back to work.